What's up, YouTube? Today we're breaking down the top 5 pros and cons of life in the sun-soaked paradise that is Scottsdale, Arizona. You've got questions, I've got answers. What's the weather like? Where's the best place to stuff your face? How do you keep the kids entertained without losing your sanity? And most importantly, how much is your dream house gonna set you back? All right, folks, let's dive right into our first con. The desert wildlife and critters of Scottsdale. Now, living in Scottsdale means embracing the desert lifestyle. And when I say embracing, I really mean sharing your space with a bunch of creatures that you may have only seen on National Geographic. Picture this. You're on the golf course, looking for your errant slice in the desert, and you hear a very distinct rattle. You may have just come across your first rattlesnake, giving you a heads up that you'll probably want to take a drop on this one. In those less populated, more deserty parts of Scottsdale, you'll find yourself playing hide and seek with some of Arizona's most notorious residents. Scorpions, tarantulas, rattlesnakes, coyotes, bobcats, javelina, and the infamous Gila monster. And if you decide to venture into the mountainous areas for a bit of fishing or camping, don't be surprised if you catch sight of a bear or even a mountain lion. Just remember, lock up your food unless you fancy a black bear finishing your kid's leftover burger while you're still in the tent, wondering how you would fare in a fight with it. But hey, before you start envisioning a daily battle with the wild kingdom, let me assure you, sightings of these critters are actually pretty rare. And when you do spot one, it's usually more of a wow, cool moment rather than run for your life situation. When you live in Arizona, you learn the ropes, where these guys like to hang out, when they're most active, and how to avoid needing anti-venom. Pro tip, if you do happen to share your space with these creatures, especially if you've got small pets, keep an eye on them. Coyotes aren't just interested in rabbits. They will not say no to a Yorkie snack if given the chance. Personally, I've been pretty lucky with desert wildlife encounters. Just a few random sightings here and there, nothing that's really made me rethink my life decisions. Most of the time, these animals couldn't care less about you. They've got their own desert drama to deal with. But if you're the type who wants to live away from the hustle and bustle of the city, be prepared. You might end up swapping people for a few wild neighbors. Now let's talk about one of Scottsdale's pros, our sports. If you love watching pro athletes do their thing while you drink a $12 beer, Scottsdale's got you covered. There's something truly special about taking your kids to a ball game or tailgating with your buddies before a football game. It's a rite of passage. Are you a baseball fan? Well, you're in luck. The Diamondbacks, our World Series champions, who may even be contenders this year as well, play right downtown. And we have our famous spring training. From February through March, Scottsdale becomes the spring break destination for 15 major league teams, including the Cubs, Giants, Rockies, and the LA Dodgers. There's nothing quite like lounging in the outfield grass with a cold beer, soaking up the 72-degree sunshine and watching some baseball. Honestly, it's heaven on earth, minus the occasional sunburn. Maybe football's more your thing. It's definitely mine. The Arizona Cardinals play in Glendale, just a short drive away. But fair warning, they've been pathetic for about 15 years now. Basketball lovers, we've got the Phoenix Suns, home to Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Catching a Suns game is an awesome experience. And if the WNBA is more your speed, the Phoenix Mercury share their arena with the Suns. Soccer fans, don't fret. We've got the Phoenix Rising holding it down for you too. Perhaps you prefer college sports to pro. ASU in Tempe has you covered with all the NCAA action, or you can head down to Tucson to watch the U of A Wildcats. And if you're into golf, Scottsdale's got the Waste Management Open, better known as the greatest show on grass.
Waste Management Phoenix Open! Woo!
5 days of pure mayhem where people pretend to watch golf while they party from breakfast through dinner. It even ends on Super Bowl Sunday, so it's the ultimate double whammy for sports lovers. Let's not forget the big events in Arizona either. We've hosted the Super Bowl twice in the last decade, the NBA All-Star Game, and even a chunk of the NCAA March Madness tournament. So, whether you're cheering for your old hometown team or becoming a fan of a new one, the sports scene in Arizona will not disappoint. If you stumble onto this video, chances are you're toying with the idea of trading in your current digs for the desert life. But let's be real, you're not quite ready to slap that for sale sign on the lawn just yet. I mean, if you're anything like me, you probably spend 30 minutes scrolling through Yelp just to find dinner. So, I totally get it, and moving is a big deal. But fear not, because I'm here to be your personal tour guide to all things Scottsdale. On to our next con, the summer heat. While Scottsdale's weather is fantastic for most of the year, the summer months are, well, let's just say they're not for the faint of heart. Imagine being stuck inside an oven set to self-cleaning mode, and you've got a pretty good idea of what a July afternoon feels like. Seriously, it's so hot that your AC will be running harder than a hamster after a cold brew, and your utility bill will reflect it. Temperatures can soar above 115 degrees. Remember that scene from Terminator 2 where everything gets incinerated by nuclear fire? Yeah, it's kind of like that. I've even heard of people cooking eggs on the sidewalk. Haven't tried it myself, but I don't doubt it's possible. And don't even get me started on trying to find shade in a parking lot. You'll drive around for 10 minutes just to find 6 inches of shade. It's that desperate. Outdoor activities in the summer, forget about it. Unless you enjoy sweating out half your body weight, you're better off hibernating indoors. These are the months where you'll thank the heavens you have a pool or deeply regret not having one. The good news, it's not crowded during the summer. Most folks plan their vacations to cooler climates during this time, so you can have your pick of inexpensive golf courses, dinner reservations, and you won't be stuck in traffic. Plus, the late summer monsoons bring some spectacular lightning shows and the occasional rain to cool things down, even if it's just for a little bit. Sure, summer in Scottsdale isn't for everyone, but trust me, once October rolls around, you'll be reminded why you put up with the heat. It's like getting through a rough patch in a relationship and then everything's great again. Let's switch gears and talk about our next pro, raising kids in Scottsdale. As a parent, I'm always looking for ways to keep my little ones busy, because if I don't, they start bouncing off the walls like pinballs. Scottsdale is a super family-friendly city, which makes my life a whole lot easier. There are great schools here, both public and private. Sure, Arizona doesn't pump as much money into education as some other states, but with a little research, you'll find plenty of top-notch options that'll have your kids acing their classes. When school's out, there's no shortage of activities to keep your kids entertained. Scottsdale has tons of parks, sports leagues, children's museums, events, and festivals to choose from, all under the glorious Arizona sunshine. Personally, I have a rotation of 4 different parks where I take my kids after school. They can scooter, play soccer, hit the playground, or just run around like little maniacs. These parks are perfect for birthday parties, jogging, or just taking the dog for a walk. If your kid is interested in sports, Scottsdale's got leagues for soccer, baseball, football, you name it. Perhaps they're more academic than athletic. No problem. There are plenty of language, arts, and science programs to keep your kids' minds sharp and engaged. And if your kids are animal lovers, Scottsdale's got you covered with the zoo, wildlife parks, aquariums, and even a butterfly wonderland. When the summer heat kicks in, it's pool season. If you don't have a pool, don't worry. There are plenty of places where you can cool off, from indoor mini golf and trampoline parks to massive water parks and splash pads. The quality of life for families in Scottsdale is top notch. Making friends with other parents is easy, and my kids are always happy and busy, which means I can actually enjoy a cup of coffee in peace once in a while. If you're all about Scottsdale, or if you're just passing through this channel for the first time, do me a solid. Hit that like button and subscribe below so you won't miss out on any future videos. I'm Charlie O'Malley, your friendly neighborhood Arizona expert, and I've been living the dream in Arizona for 40 years since we made the escape from Chicago's winters. For the past 20 years, I've been helping people just like you buy and sell homes in this amazing state. My phone rings off the hook with calls, texts, and emails from folks wanting to know what it's really like to live here. And I love it. Whether you're ready to make a move tomorrow, next month, or sometime before flying cars become a thing, I'm your guy. So give me a shout, call, text, email, fax, whatever works for you, and let's make your Scottsdale dreams a reality. All my contact information is below, so don't be shy. Let's dive back into our list of pros and cons of living in Scottsdale. This brings us to our next con, raising kids in Scottsdale in the summer months. Now, as great as Scottsdale is for raising kids, there's one major challenge, keeping them entertained during the summer. I wasn't exaggerating the previous con when I say it gets so hot you'll want to lock yourself inside and throw away the key until October. The triple-digit heat starts early and doesn't let up until well after the sun has gone down. So, what do you do with your kids when it's too hot to go outside? Well, most homes here have pools, and thank God for that. But even so, the water's pretty warm, and you can only swim for so long before you start to feel like a boiled lobster. Indoor activities become your best friend, but they come with a price tag. Whether it's trampoline parks, museums, or the arcade, you're going to spend some cash to keep your kids entertained and out of the heat. Not to mention, you'll have to get creative to avoid hearing the dreaded "I'm bored" every 10 minutes. But there's a silver lining. Scottsdale's heat may be intense, but it's also dry. So while it feels like you're baking in a giant oven, you won't have to deal with humidity that requires a midday shirt change. Plus, when summer finally ends, cooler months make you forget all about those days when you swore you'd never leave the house again. Raising kids in Scottsdale is a pretty sweet deal overall. Just brace yourself for the summer heat. And hey, if you survive a Scottsdale summer, you can survive pretty much anything. Our next pro of living in Scottsdale is our food. As someone who firmly believes carbs and sugar should come with a free gym membership, let me tell you, one of the absolute best things about living in Scottsdale is the food scene. It's so good that if you're on a diet, you might want to think twice about moving here. We're ranked as the 22nd best city for food and even cracked the top 15 for pizza. Yes, you heard that right. Scottsdale and Phoenix have legit pizza. Whether you're into brick oven, New York style, or deep dish, we've got you covered. Now, let's not kid ourselves. We're not exactly duking it out with culinary powerhouses like New York City, New Orleans, LA, or Chicago. Arizona's still the baby of the bunch, being the 48th state to join the union, and we haven't exactly reached melting pot status. But we're growing fast, and our list of restaurants is expanding right along with us. Given our proximity to Mexico, you'd expect us to have killer Mexican food, and you'd be absolutely right. We've got great spots for tacos, places with salsa bars, and tortillas that are made fresh daily. Whether you're into national chains or prefer the charm of a mom and pop spot, Scottsdale has it all. We've got James Beard Award winners, Arizona's version of the Michelin star, and even a few places that have been blessed by the Guy Fieri touch on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Whether you're in the mood to drop a couple C notes on a fancy dinner or just want a quick sandwich from a deli that's probably older than you are, Scottsdale has options galore. Pizza, pasta, burgers, steakhouses, sandwiches, Thai, barbecue, southern food, seafood, you name it, we've got it. And if that's not enough, we've got food festivals, farmers markets when the weather's nice, and food trucks that pop up all over town. Honestly, just talking about it makes me want to hit up my favorite taco spot. If you need recommendations, I'm your guy. I could talk food all day. But before I start eating a taco in front of you, let's move on to our next con. The people. Well, some of them. Some like to call Scottsdale Snotsdale, and not without reason. There's a big contingent of wealthy folks here, with areas like Arcadia, North Central Phoenix, and the private golf communities in North Scottsdale being home to more multimillionaires than you can shake a golf club at. And there's Paradise Valley, full of multi-million-dollar mansions and a few folks who probably have more cars than you've got socks. Scottsdale's quality of life and year-round sunshine have a way of turning visitors into residents, including a fair share of athletes and celebrities. We're talking big names like Stevie Nicks, Alicia Keys, Alice Cooper, Michael Phelps, Barkley, and Phil Mickelson. Some of these folks take a page out of Warren Buffett's book and keep it low-key. No flashy suits and Louis Vuitton sunglasses. Nice to everyone. You'd have no idea they took their PJ to Europe last month. Then there are others who aren't afraid to berate a barista before driving off in their yellow Lamborghini. We've got a mix of both. But hey, that's just life in a major city. Scottsdale's no different from the rest. In fact, for most of my life, meeting a native Arizonan was like finding a unicorn. Everybody here was from somewhere else, so you get all sorts of attitudes and personalities. As the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together, and there are certain places in town where the 1% likes to hang out. But don't worry, it's easy to avoid these spots if that's not your kind of people. For the most part, though, people here are friendly and neighborly. I mean, if they weren't, I'd have packed my bags a long time ago. On to our next pro of living in Scottsdale, our proximity to other places. This is one of my absolute favorite things about living in Scottsdale. It's proximity to, well, pretty much everything. In many cities in the US, if you want to escape the weather or scenery in your town, you have to book a flight. But here in Arizona, getting a change of scenery is as easy as hopping in your car. You want to feel the sand between your toes while sipping a margarita on the beach? Just a 4-hour drive and you're in Mexico, where Phoenicians have been getting their beach fix for as long as I can remember. With high-end beachfront resorts, affordable vacation homes, jet skiing, horseback riding on the beach, fresh seafood markets, and door-to-door burrito salespeople, it's one of my favorite getaways. Or maybe the bright lights of Vegas are more your style, where you can party all night and lose your kids' college fund in record time. That's just a 4-hour drive as well. Looking to cool off by up to 30 degrees in the summer or play in the snow in the winter? Flagstaff's only 2 hours away. With Northern Arizona University, some great food, a walkable town, and Arizona's best snow sport options, Flagstaff is perfect for camping, skiing, or just escaping the heat. Let's not forget about Prescott, Sedona, and Payson, all just 90 minutes away, offering beautiful landscapes, camping, fishing, lakes, streams, and great hiking. If you're craving that California coast though, LA and San Diego are both less than an hour's flight away. The only thing we're missing is the tropical rainforest. So if you need a break from the Scottsdale sun, you've got plenty of options that won't break the bank. This brings us to our next con, the cost of housing. Let's get real. Housing in Scottsdale used to be a steal compared to other major cities across the US. It was the kind of place where $1 million budget got you everything you needed and then some. Then came 2020, and suddenly everybody and their dog decided to move to Arizona. Cities with strict lockdowns sent people packing, and they landed right here in Scottsdale. In 2019, the median home price was around $550,000. Fast forward to 2024, and it's shot up to around $850,000. Don't panic though. You don't necessarily need $850,000 to buy a house in Scottsdale. Prices range from the mid-500s all the way up to $28 million, depending on which part of town you're eyeing. And if you want more bang for your buck, just move a little farther away from Scottsdale and you'll find better deals. Sure, we'd all love a time machine to go back and make better real estate decisions, but unless you've got Doc Brown's DeLorean in the garage, you're stuck with today's market. The upside? Scottsdale's still a very desirable place to live, and it's probably going to stay that way. This brings us to our final pro of living in Scottsdale, our music scene. Whether you're a fan of intimate lounges, small outdoor pavilions, or stadiums, we've got the venue for you. And the list of bands rolling through town is impressive. Recent tours include Taylor Swift, Dave Matthews Band, Zach Bryan, Shakira, Imagine Dragons, and Kings of Leon. If you're just looking for some free live music at a bar or an open mic night, we've got that too. And when the weather's nice, Scottsdale hosts several multi-day, multi-band festivals like the Innings Festival, the Extra Innings Festival, Country Thunder, and the M3F Festival. As a music lover, I'm always trying to catch a show, and Scottsdale makes it easy to see your favorite bands without having to leave the state. So, there you have it, the top 5 pros and cons of living in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's an awesome place, with so much to offer, from family-friendly activities and great food to major sports teams and outdoor recreation. But like anywhere, it's got its challenges, like desert critters and scorching summers. I hope this video helps you get a better feel for what the life in Scottsdale is like. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on living in Scottsdale. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.